As requested by a comment, I want to share all the insights that I have into how to communicate better, a little bit about my communication journey, what I did to improve it, and how I continue to improve it, because it's something that I focus on every single day. I'm not a master at it. I wish that I was. However, I think that I'm pretty good, at least above the average. So I'll give my insights on how I got there. So just a quick summary of how I progressed. Basically, before grade 9, grade 10, I was really nervous. I thought of things to say, but I just always thought that they were going to sound stupid. And so I ended up not saying much at all. And so the kind of dumb people were, better than me at communication because they just gladly said what was on their mind. And I really valued that. I really was jealous of that, but I couldn't actually do it. I couldn't physically do it. Around grade 11, grade 12, I got a little more confident. I could actually talk to some people. And then throughout university, I basically got better and better at it over time. And around third year, fourth year is when I started to get very confident and do a lot better in many areas. So I'll tell you how I got there and what I was doing. Now, firstly, when I was really shy, grade 9, grade 10 and below, what was I doing wrong? Well, basically, I just had this shell that I could not come out of. And I can't just blame it on being young. There was lots of people around me that were doing very well. However, I just could not break out. And if you are in that stage right now where you feel like most of the people, maybe aside from your super close family and friends that you are having trouble talking to, I recommend that you talk to random people like grocery store workers asking for, what is the price of the milk? Where is this located? Seriously, that kind of thing can be extremely powerful because you don't know them and you know that everything's going to be fine if you just ask some questions. But I know there's many of you out there that are not comfortable enough to do that and you avoid it actively. And I recommend that you attack that so that you face that fear as quickly as you can, because just talking to a grocery store worker, being able to do that, it translates a lot over to talking to your boss about technical things, a lot more than you might expect. So please try to do that. Now, after you've broken out of that, say, initial shell, you can sort of talk to random people. Oftentimes, you're going to have a tough time talking to important people. And that's who we're very nervous about. People that are interviewing us, people that are already our boss, our coworkers that are frustrating us and known to get annoying. Many people like government workers and more important people. The problem is that these are the people that you actually need to talk to. As I said, they're important. And so maybe you can talk to the random grocery store workers, but that's not going to help anything really. Good for practice, but it's not really going to get you anywhere. And so you need to bump up to that level of you can talk confidently to your coworkers, peers, and really just about anybody would be fantastic. Now, how to do that? One technique I absolutely recommend, I've suggested it before, but I really strongly recommend it, is get a camera. I don't care if it's $1 or $2 or already in your laptop. Get a microphone, press record, and talk into it. Talk about something random. You should be able to randomly come up with ideas on something to talk about. Our brain works, pretty quickly most of the time. If yours doesn't, well, maybe that's the issue. No, I'm just kidding. You should be able to come up with something random to talk about. And if you just look into the camera, try and talk confidently, record that, and then press it back and watch it and say, okay, out of 10, how effectively did I communicate this thing? And if it's below like a 7 and you're just talking to yourself, you really need to bump that up, because when you actually talk to someone important, it's going to go down to a 2. And so you need to really smash it out of the park when you're talking to a camera and whatnot. I mean, maybe you're different. Maybe some people are better at talking to people than a camera. It is a bit of a weird thing talking to a camera. What you do know absolutely in the moment is that you're the only one that's actually going to see the result. Most of the time, what people are worried about is when other people process what you've been saying. You're worried that it sounds stupid, or you're worried that it sounds rude, or you're worried that it sounds underconfident and that you're not as knowledgeable as you're supposed to be, or whatever. People are judging you for whatever reason. It is actually not about just practicing talking to those people. Because you've done this, you've done it with grocery store workers, you've done it with the camera. It's not just about talking to people. It's about having an absurd amount of confidence in yourself, in whatever they think. It's actually not very important. I don't want to say just talk blindly, talk rude to people, because you absolutely should not do that. You should be a very close listener, respond extremely closely to what they're saying. And there's a lot of communication-based techniques. I recommend you reading Never Split the Difference, for example. But it's largely about just having an absurd amount of confidence in yourself. And that's why I suggested the whole camera thing, because it's going to really help with that if you can do that and be confident. However, you need to have a strong belief that you are very intelligent and that you're capable of things. You don't necessarily have to feel like you're looking down upon them, like maybe they're your manager, they're insanely smart. I'm not asking you to feel like you're so much better than them, although that would be great if you could actually do that. Respect them, understand that they've worked extremely hard to get to where they are. However, you could do exactly the same thing if you put in the work, and hopefully you are putting in the work. And most likely, if this is your manager that you're nervous about talking to, they're often older than us. And if if you are older and you're still learning how to communicate, that's great. I think that's a great idea, and that's a really good sign that you actually are trying and are going to be good at it, and are probably already pretty good at it. But for most of us, if you're nervous about talking to your manager or whatever, if they're 10, 20 years older than you or whatever it may be, like, of course that they're going to be doing better than you. Maybe they are more confident because they've been doing this for so long. Maybe they are better at all the technical stuff. If they're talking about, databases or whatever the heck it is, and they know it so much better, especially within the company. Well, of course they do, and that's totally fine. And most of them understand that. A lot of them are rude and they don't, and I'm sorry about that. That's the culture, and you got to do your best to not get bothered by people talking rude to you. It's a skill, and I'm not perfect at it, but a big part of it is just having an absurd amount of confidence that you can get to their level and beyond, and do whatever it is that you want, and you're worthy of the job. If you're asking silly questions, you know that it's actually because you don't understand something, and you just have to know the answer, and you have to get the answer by asking the question. If you don't ask the question, then you won't know the answer, and so you have to be able to do that. Guys, it's a lot of just trusting yourself, not worrying too much about what they're thinking. You have to be nice to them, please. I'm not saying be super arrogant, because I'm frustrated by many people that are arrogant. However, I would rather, again, I said this yesterday, I would rather that you're arrogant first and that you're able to talk to people confidently and then learn to control that, kindly respect people, then you're good to go. Because if you're able to talk to all these people, but you're arrogant, okay, that's not an absolutely terrible problem to solve. You just need to realize and maybe hear that you're sounding arrogant. And that's when maybe you're talking into a camera, you'll actually understand it, that maybe you are coming across arrogant. And that's why I also recommend talking to people and getting their feedback. If they're frowning at you, if maybe they just hate their life, and that's not your problem. But if you're talking to a camera and you record it, show some people, maybe they're going to say, hey, you might sound like a little arrogant here. That would be great to fix, because if you can talk to people, that's great. If you can talk to people respectively, 10 out of 10, and you can ask the questions that you want, and it's great. Just at the end here, I'm going to throw in some of the techniques that I use, just random techniques to get better at this. Make sure that you have a reason to be confident. I'm not saying that nobody should be confident. However, you should actually have something in you, something that you're doing that makes you feel that way, that makes you understand that you are worthy of this. Like, if you're not doing much at all, then you're not going to feel that way. Or if you're not trying, if you're not practicing, then you probably aren't going to feel that way. Get confidence in yourself because you're good at something. Another one, and I mentioned it briefly, is absolutely reading. I don't read to memorize certain things. I'm not super worried about writing down a bunch of things from the book so that I can remember points. I would read through and feel like you're slowly transforming your mindset. And believe me that even if you don't really completely remember what you read at the end of a chapter, you're probably slowly transforming your mindset into something different, and not necessarily something good. There's stupid books, and you should make sure that you read books that are well rated broadly, but there's many books, and I recommend that you read as much of them as you can. Never Split the Difference is a really good one to me that helped a lot for communication. I think there's Getting to Yes is what it's called. I've read part of it. It wasn't as interesting to me, so I didn't go through it as much, but there's a lot of communication style books, a lot of lifestyle books that do help, and maybe they're not super nonfiction. I know that a lot of you guys are very technical. Why would I waste my time reading about this stuff when I could be memorizing the latest trends in linear algebra or whatever it may be? Trust me, you want to transform your life like that, so I'd recommend that as much as possible. Social media is a huge one. It can be such a distraction. It can also be tremendously helpful. That's why I made my YouTube channel, because I want social media to be productive. A lot of it is quite plainly trash, let's be honest. I had to delete TikTok because I was using it. I could feel the addiction, but I could also feel an addiction towards stupid things that I really didn't care about. Make sure that you focus your social media. Really force it to show you the things that you actually want to hear. And you might not know what you want to hear. It takes a while until you get the right mindset, but I follow Gary Vee very closely because he posts a lot, suggests things that I think are great for my life to do. I don't listen blindly to anybody of what they say to do. Just because I watch a short on someone says to do this doesn't mean I'm going to do it because they're a motivational speaker. But I think and get different perspectives and kind of try to build my own perspective around what exactly I'm trying to do in the moment. These people are going to encourage you, motivate you, and help you achieve these things. So try to engineer your social media so that it shows you the right stuff. And if you don't do that, but you are a heavy user of social media, gotta be honest, you're wasting a lot of your time. And I watch some silly things too. Like I am big into video games, and so in my free time, I choose to watch stuff about video games. I play video games a lot. I don't let it just run my day to day. Like I'm not going to be sitting there scrolling through while I'm trying to do work. You should be doing work and practicing and doing something that's not as addictive as just random crappy social media. Okay, so those are some of my techniques. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, then drop a thumbs up and maybe a comment. I'd love to hear what I can assist on in this area and your thoughts. And have a great day, guys. Yeah, have a great day. Bye-bye.